Hi everyone, my name is Paul, and welcome to Winds of Change, a game developed by Telltale Studios. I believe this is a point-and-click adventure game, slash visual novel? But more to the point, it's a furry visual novel slash point-and-click adventure game, which I am 100% down for. Not sure if you noticed, but I'm a furry. So... we're going to try out Winds of Change, see how it is. I actually meant to stream this a long while back, like around the time of the game's release, and I never did, and I kind of regret it ever since. The main title screen is giving me like really big Xenoblade Chronicles feels, which I'm a fan of, and I honestly, that's about all I have to say until we actually get into the bulk of it. So, why don't we begin? Enjoy your adventure and choose wisely. In the world of Alestia, where the spirits reign supreme.
The rebellion is in shambles. With the recent loss of their leader, they are struggling. But this defeat was not without a victory of its own. For in his final moments, he secured an artifact of great importance. This blade was paramount to the Triumvirate's leadership of Alestia. And without it, their tyrannical grip on the people would surely falter. Having no choice, they give their Grand Inquisitor one simple order. Destroy the rebellion and retrieve the lost blade of the Triumvirate. But Dormek, the new leader of the rebels, has set other plans in motion. Hiding the blade in Valenorth, he is confident that it will be protected. This sheltered hamlet is now custodian to the weapon that would liberate the world. And so, it would be met with a gruesome fate by the Triumvirate and their Grand Inquisitor.
Okay. Interesting. Premise so far is interesting. Winds of Change! I don't think I need to say that again. I get really enthusiastic about things, and I don't feel like I should do that every time. Show me more! Do I have to click something? Yeah. There you go. That's how you do it. Everything is burning. I can do little to stop it from spreading. An immense pain assaults my head, and I throw my face into my hands. The same question repeatedly plays in my mind. What am I doing here? I have no knowledge of what happened up until this point. My brain is struggling to fill in the blanks, not gaining any headway. It's almost like, until this exact moment, I never existed. Then why is it now that cognition has found me? Was there something I could do to put out these flames? Or perhaps, was I the cause of the inferno to begin with? A foolish thought, and one I throw away. If I was responsible, then I wouldn't feel the sense of dread and an emotion shared by those who stand beside me.
Come on, pick up the pace. If we waste any more time, we won't make it out alive. There's no way the Elder would let me live that one down.
Oh, hello, random furry. I feel like she's escorting me, and I should follow her. Could it be that she's been tasked with my protection? I grasp at the straws that are the memories in my mind. I'm only able to latch onto one. It's the title that I go by.
Are you even paying attention?
Being quite honest, not really. Hi, I'm the seer.
I know who you are, Seer. Did you hit your head or something?
I might have. Can you remind me where I am? That might actually help me a lot with this whole, like, remembering thing and just, you know, not dying. She scoffs as she turns the other way. But I know she's right. I'm not taking this seriously. Video game. Why are you calling me out right now? It feels like a dream, and I doubt that it's all happening. A few moments later, a sudden sensation startles me. There's a firm grip on my shoulder. We aren't alone. Underneath the veil of fright, I turn to greet the second stranger.
Valessa has our safety in mind, okay? Forgive her hot-headedness for me. Freedom isn't too much farther.
Ooh, hello. How are you doing?
We need to stay calm and think this through. Two guys like us, we should have no problem. We'll be safe and sound before you know it.
You got it, buddy. Don't worry, I trust you. Will you also hold me? I want you to hold me. We weave through the houses and alleys to remain unseen. Doing our best to be completely silent, we bring no attention to ourselves. The flames encourage our urgency, but we're careful not to be fast or reckless. Our silence makes everything else more prominent, however. The screams of those being slaughtered fill me with a feeling of disgust. We need to find cover. And Valessa points out a small alcove waiting nearby. I can...
Look, they're dying because they panicked. We need to stay calm and think through this together. If we freak out, we'll only end up like them, no?
You got a point, Valessa.
She has a point. Our first instinct was to run, but so was theirs. We should let them face the brunt of this attack.
Our first instinct was to run, but so was theirs. There are some people, and like, that just aren't fit for defending themselves. I'm saying that knowing that I'm very much one of them. I don't have any like self-defense skills or anything. Why should people running instinctually be the one who like... I'm assuming when you say run, they were running away. If they were running towards battle, then fine, let them take the brunt. But like if they're running away from battle, we should probably be helping them. Oh god. So we're letting them die to buy us time?
What else are we supposed to do? We're not equipped to take them on alone.
I mean, you got a point. You have
They're
me on
using them
team.
like pawns, Ulrich. The people of Valinor deserve more than that.
They really do. Valessa, I believe in you.
Do you have any better ideas? If we try to save them all, we'll die. I'm here to protect you two, not kill you.
My suspicions are correct. Ulrich is the one protecting us. But why exactly are we a higher priority than the civilians? I venture a guess that we're currently in this Valinor. The pain in my head pulses again, and I stumble back. As I let out a groan, Ulrich rushes over to my side. His exaggerated concern is now understandable.
It must be the smoke. Make sure to sit down. The lower you are right now, the better. Are you having trouble breathing?
No, I'm actually... Well, okay, that's technically a lie. I'm pretty sniffly today. But generally speaking, I'm okay. I'm better than the people screaming in the background. I shake my head and let him know that it's not the smoke. This causes... This is why I don't, like, normally record things, because, like, I flub up way too much. This causes Valessa to chime in, voicing her concerns as well.
Yeah, something else is going on here. He's been acting strange for a while now.
I wonder if this is a world where, like, I am human, but due to, like, a sustained head injury, I look at people around me and I see them as furries. Not a bad world to live in, I don't think.
Is there something you need to tell us?
This is such a mood. I don't know what's going on right now.
Join the club. It's not like we anticipated this. Come on, time to gear you up.
Ooh, I get stuff. I like stuff. He steps away for a few moments and inspects the ground around him. There's a brief period where I can't see him, but he returns with the blade. The fire causes it to glisten, almost like it's begging me to take it.
I don't care what's going on in that head of yours, but it's not more important than your survival. We're all overwhelmed. It's not just you.
Okay. He holds out the blade, expecting my compliance. At this rate, it seems like fighting may be inevitable.
Take it. We won't be standing here forever. As soon as we leave this alcove, we'll be vulnerable. I can't take care of you all the time, you know.
I can't fight. I have no training. Or, of course, I'll defend myself as well. I don't like that option.
You must be mistaken. This wasn't an option. I can't keep an eye on both of you in the heat of battle. Valessa has her daggers, and you need something as well.
Fine, I guess I will get the blade. He grabs my hand and places the blade in my grasp. He's strong enough that I knew resisting was worthless. It's probably better not to fight, so I take it and nod. I see. So now I've established that you have strong hands. I will keep this noted down in my little book.
Now then, it's time to move. Seems like some of the noise has finally died down. We should start by investigating the town square.
Alright, that sounds actually not too incredibly bad. He walks off, expecting us to follow along. But as I'm about to take a step, Valessa grabs my arm. The look on her face tells me something is wrong.
You are confused about all this, right? I bet you don't even know what being the seer means. Or how we've known each other for our entire lives.
Okay, look, if being the seer is similar to being the overseer from Fallout, I get a vague idea of how it works. You just kind of watch over people, and then like Vault Tech gives you like a set of instructions, and eventually you just sort of let people die because Vault Tech is terrible. So yeah, I have a vague idea. Don't worry, I'm doing my job correctly. Didn't you hear? Everybody in that city back there is dying. I look at the ground in both shame and confusion. She's completely right. My head is a mess. Oh, God. As I tried to think of an excuse, her response surprises me.
That's normal, but please listen. We only have a few moments before Ulrich notices we're not there. The seer is special. You wield spirits to induce prophetic visions.
Oh, is that my job? Oh, I thought I was supposed to let this entire village die. Oh, wait, I guess I technically did. Wouldn't I have been able to foretell this coming? Like, foresee this? I'm the seer, right? This like fire stuff. I could have probably prevented that, right?
When you have these visions, you're unable to remember anything. When you wake up, you'll dismiss it as a dream and forget it ever happened. As your scribe, it's my job to help you take advantage of this.
Okay, wait. So you're telling me that I have visions, but I'm unable to remember any of it. When I wake up, I dismiss it as a dream? And I forget it ever happened. And you're telling me that this makes me special. Okay.
We have to follow Ulrich now, but know one thing. The way you're acting, I'm certain this is a vision. That means you can use it for information.
The way that I am acting makes this a vision. Oh, so maybe I am seeing into the future. Woo! She takes a few steps closer to me and grabs my hands. Staring right in my eyes, I notice a glimmer of hope shining within her.
I'm relieved. This means Valnorth is still fine. When you wake up, use this vision to save everyone. It's your duty as seer to ensure this doesn't become real.
I'll try, but apparently by what you've told me, I have absolutely no recollection of what happens in my dreams, and on top of that, I don't really care. This is gonna be a hard time. She lets go of my hands and follows after Ulrich. Though it's hard to believe what she said, I'm less confused. I finally had a reason for why I felt so disconnected. But if it was a vision, then what would become of Ulrich and Valessa? Would all of this carnage be undone as soon as I woke up? What if they died, or what if I died in this vision? I followed after Valessa, realizing I may never know. But a faint sense of determination rises up within me. If there was a chance I could stop this, yeah, I had to do it. People are relying on me, and I'm not sure if I appreciate this. Oh my god, that is a castle. That is straight up some... that is some Dark Souls level castle. In the present day, the Triumvirate conspires against their Grand Inquisitor. For the events that led to Valinor's destruction has yet to be set in motion. Sovi knelt before his masters, more eager to serve than he had ever been before.
Rise, Sophie, but please assure us of your certainty. We hate to act without knowing everything.
Oh, fuck. Wait, are you talking to me? It's my name, Sophie?
The prisoner mentions Valinor over and over. The rebels are hiding something of importance there. Along with recent events, we can only surmise one thing.
I'm going to need to change some preferences, because... Get out of here, music. You're a little too loud for my taste.
The Blade of Exodus.
I am almost certain. But if that's where they've chosen to hide it, it means that our other target is also there.
Who's our other target? Tell me more!
Your compliance pleases us, Sophie. Your plan was risky, but it worked out in the end. A final interrogation would influence our decision further.
Wait a minute, are these cloaked figures also furry? Or are they like humans and that's why they're evil? I feel like Sovi's probably a good guy. Just being a little bit misled at the moment.
You'd have me interrogate the prisoner once more. If I may be so bold, to what end do you request this?
Not you, Sophie. We want your apprentice to do this. It is time for him to prove his worth.
I wonder if you're referring to me. Wait, do we always talk like this? Am I like in the seat and they're talking in front of me to each other but not to me? Their voices echoed loudly through their darkened chambers. It mattered not which triumvir spoke, for they were all of one mind. With a clear irritation in his voice, Sovi did his best to stay calm.
My apprentice? I've told you many times I want to work alone. It would be more efficient for me to do this myself.
Wow, Sovi.
Insubordination. This is unbecoming of you, Sophie. We demand that you obey. The role of Grand Inquisitor can be very dangerous. If we were to lose you, a replacement would be necessary. You must train this replacement while you still breathe.
Okay, that's a little bit ominous. While you still breathe implies that I might die soon. And, I don't want that. So, if you could just, like, leave Sovi alone. Because, one, he's a cutie. Two, like, I'm sure he doesn't like being around other people. I can see that he's a little irritated at the moment.
As you command.
Sovi turned his back to the triumvirate and spotted his apprentice. He was standing by the door, listening to their conversation. Why did I want that sentence to listening to their iPod? Like, is it weird that I'm imagining like those really early iPod commercials? You know the ones where it's just like the silhouettes of people dancing with like the iPod being that like iconic white color. Ooh, can we do that again but furry? I want that but furry. If he heard Sovi's distaste for him, he showed no concern.
Interrogation? And what would you have me extract? I thought the prisoner was at his wit's end.
He's cute.
Anything to confirm our suspicions about Valinor. If you fail, I will not hesitate to punish you. Remember what we're on the verge of.
I understand, Master. I'll do my best to get you what you need. What are the limits when it comes to my approach?
Don't laugh before you say limits. That's ominous, to say the least. If I were to, like, ask you what are my limits when it came to making you food, I don't think people would want me touching your food. But then again, I guess you are torturing people, so...
Keep him alive, Helen. I find that psychological pain is the most valid approach. He cares more for his rebel allies than he does for himself.
I feel like this is one of those instances where people should definitely make note of the fact that torture is actually not an effective way of getting information out of people. In fact, it's actually better to get somebody who is trained more as a psychologist to get information out of people than it is somebody who tortures you. Because when you torture people, they're not incentivized to tell the truth. They're incentivized to do whatever it is to stop the pain. And if that means telling you something, they will lie. Because you are not being kind to them, so why should they be kind in return? It makes for really, really bad results.
Then I will threaten the rebellion's very core. I'm grateful to have this opportunity, Master. Things are starting to line up well for me.
God, okay.
They tend to do that when you have the Triumvirate's blessing. We should take care of this immediately and catch them unprepared. Every moment we waste is a moment they gain, Halen.
I like Halen. They leave the room together, talking amongst themselves. The Triumvirate waits until they're gone before speaking. A faint smile on their faces as age-old plans come to fruition.
So it's finally going to happen, isn't it? What we've been waiting for all these years. Do you think we should tell Sophie our true plan?
We're going to turn everyone, and I mean everyone, into furries. I'd like to think that this game is just like modern day, and what they're trying to accomplish is just trying to get people to be less mean to us. Halen entered the prison cell without Sophie at his side. His master remained outside as a pseudo-display of trust. But it wasn't but it was evident to Halen that no trust existed. The prisoner looked up, surprised to see a different face. Yet, within him was still a slowly dwindling hope. Cut off from the rebellion, these would be his final days.
So, someone different has finally come. What are you, the executioner or something? I figured it was only a matter of time.
I like your voice. You sound like you're annoyed. And I guess you should be. I think you're about to be tortured.
Actually, Sophie said to keep you alive. You seem to underestimate your value, Shane.
I'm not a big fan of the name Shane.
You think I'm important? That's not what I expected to hear.
Really sorry for anybody named Shane.
Don't take it the wrong way. You must not know what I meant.
I don't like your name. I'm just picking on Shane at this point. I really dislike that name. If you have that name, like, change my opinion. I don't know, I've just had bad experiences with people named Shane. He knelt down in front of the prisoner. With a sinister smirk, he tried to intimidate Shane.
You're important as a bargaining chip. And the fact I must keep you alive is a curse. When I'm through with you, you'll beg. for death.
He threw in the evil laugh that will normally make somebody start, going out of their way to start. How do I describe it? What is the best way to describe it? When you do the intimidating laugh and say that when I'm through with you, you'll beg for death, that definitely does incite a little bit of fear, implying you're intimidating. But look at you, you're a cutie. No one's gonna be intimidated by you.
You see, I'm different from Sovi. He's past the bar. They no longer need to test him. But I'm in the position where results must happen.
Oh.
When we give you back, you'll be a broken man. And soon after, the foundation of the rebellion will crumble. You think we don't know that Damek is your leader?
Also, by the way, Halen, Sovi, Damek, Valessa, and what was the name of the other one? There was one more furry that I'm forgetting the name of. But like these are all like really like cool older names, and then we have Shane.
What?
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention either. Shane's eyes shot wide open in utter shock. It seems that Halen's threat worked to great effect.
You'd be stupid not to think we have inside men. I could order Damek's execution in a matter of seconds. You don't value your life, but you value his.
I see what you're trying to do, Halen, but honestly, if you're trying to like interrogate Shane and tell him that, hey, we need information from you. Let me tell you about how we can end your leader's life within like a matter of a snap of my fingers. Like that threat would be more intimidating if you weren't interrogating him. Does that make sense? Because like you inherently need information from Shane.
Good. Now, I expect you to answer my questions. The Blade of Exodus, is it in Valinor Village? And the one who can wield it, do they live there as well?
No, it's fading to black. I need to know. Tell me more. By the time we catch up with Ulrich, it's already too late. His large blade is in deadlock with one of the enemy shoulders? With one of the enemy soldiers. There you go. Valessa draws her daggers and I hold out my sword. Ready.
We order you to cease your resistance! Those who support the rebellion must perish!
Ooh, you have like a furry-shaped mask. And also, are you wearing the same cloaks that the last guys were? To break the deadlock, Ulrich... Okay, for a second there, I thought it said kisses as opposed to kicks. Or like, I saw Ulrich kiss his opponent in the gut, and I'm just like, no! No, he kicks the opponent in the gut. It would be a much different scene if that's what happened. They stumble back and ready their blade with a flourish. It isn't much longer until they charge towards him again.
Valessa, your dagger!
Ulrich jumps out of the way and rolls towards us. Landing on his knees, he pries one of his daggers from her grip. One of the daggers from her grip. Without even looking, he throws it behind himself. He closes his eyes and looks down at the ground. When he nears the impact of the dagger, his ears fold back. For a moment, it looks like he's actually sad.
Spirits, please forgive my misdeeds. I acted only to protect those under my watch.
I don't feel like you actually hit him. I feel like you threw it behind you and like he tripped on a rock or something. I don't feel like the dagger was the actual cause of death, but you know what? That's fine. Nat 1, it's still plenty enough to kill a character in D&D, so I guess this is cool too. Ulrich cares about the spirits. For some reason, I didn't expect that. But before I can think about this further, something happens. Catching Valessa and I off guard, we are in complete disbelief.
Huh?
He notices the shocked expression on both of our faces. Rising to his feet, it's not long before he wears the same look. The enemy soldier fell, as expected, but there was nothing inside. Scattered pieces of armor litter the ground. As we process this revelation, confusion soon assails us. This was no ordinary attack. What we just saw was impossible. Points off to you, game, for not using PAW in impossible. This is unacceptable. That is points away from you, for you, game.
What's going on? Ulrich, what are those things?
I don't know. Come closer, you two. This doesn't feel right. Empty suits of armor with a hatred for the rebellion.
It's magic.
Only those who've mastered the spirits could do this. I'm afraid this is much larger than we thought.
Maybe.
But that can't be true. The spirits are pure. They aid us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sure looks like they wanted to help. That's not my only concern, though. Look at this.
She scoffs and steps towards the helmet. Kneeling down, she pulls her dagger out of it.
Do you recognize these colors, Ulrich?
No, why would I?
Gold and white. The triumvirate standard. I would have never made such a deduction, but only they could wield the spirits in this fashion.
Okay, before you tell me more, what is the triumvirate?
Our supposed protectors. Some, even the creators of Alestia. I have no idea why they'd want to do this to us.
Yeah, usually when there's people in positions of, like, I don't know, almost religious power, it doesn't tend to end up well for us.
Wouldn't be the first time they attempted occupation. They hinted that the rebellion was involved here. Valessa, do you know anything about that?
I don't. So much has changed lately. With our last elder gone, Nihilus has been in charge. Maybe he has something to tell us.
It's worth a shot. We should see if he's alive. Protecting you is my goal, but now I want answers. If anyone knows about this, it would be him.
Okay.
To the elder's house, then.
Yeah.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. I'm having a little bit too much fun with this. I follow after Valessa and Ulrich. We walk around. Did I, like, flub my L for an R there? Oh my god. We walk along the circular road surrounding the water tank. I make note of it for later. It might help put out the flames. More suits of armor litter the ground. There's so many of them. It makes me feel a bit hopeful. Like, we stood a chance. The village wasn't defenseless, and this is the proof.
Aren't you glad we waited now? If we rushed in head first, we'd be dead.
Not really. I feel like waiting for, villagers to die in our name is a little bit fucked up, but
Then where are the villagers' bodies? I only see the suits of armor laying around.
You got a point. Main protagonist is just like, yeah, where are those bodies? No blood, no signs of a major struggle, except for the fire. There you go. And the glistening of the white armor.
That's a good sign. Then they won and fled to safety. Are there any havens in Valenorth?
I'd say the elder's house and the Grand Tree. Fire may not have reached either yet.
Wait. How many people can fit in the Grand Tree?
By my estimation, 5.
Hundreds. Easily.
Aw, sad.
Not as good of a sign as I thought. The enemy could be trying to round everyone up. Put them all in one place before killing them.
That's dirty.
But it works. We still don't know what they're after. It can't be genocide. It must be something else.
Probably the guy with the prophetic dreams. Just letting you know. I'm that important.
Does Valinor have anything the Triumvirate would want? Did the change in leadership bring anything with it?
Like I said, we'd have to talk to Milas. But I doubt he'd be at the Grand Tree.
They look at each other and then look at me. I could tell that Valessa was pushing us towards Milas. But that's because she knew that this was a vision.
But what if there are people in the Grand Tree? Is Milas more important than all of them? It would be cold to let everyone die.
Not as cold as Valessa's blank stare into my soul. Jesus Christ.
Ulrich, this is larger than Valinorth. Especially if it involves the rebellion. Information could save entire villages.
I don't like what you're suggesting.
Like it's any better than what you suggested? Using the people as pawns to buy us time? How is this any different?
Ooh, they're fighting. They fume at each other, but realize it's a stupid argument. I mean, you're right. In the midst of this battle, nothing was so black and white. Though, I find it odd that Ulrich switched viewpoints so fast.
This is a matter of Valinor's future. Such things are under the jurisdiction of the Seer. I stand by his side, and you stand by both of ours. That is, unless you want to abandon your job. But that wouldn't look good on your perfect record.
I guess you can fight dirty too. I don't like this, but you have me by the throat. I can only hope that you make the right choice.
He stares at me with a serious look on his face. Talk about putting me on the spot. But if this was my role, I had to fill the shoes.
What are we going to do?
Oh, God. If it's between finding information that could stop a war, or at least point us in the right direction to stop a war, and saving a bunch of people's lives, I feel like finding information is significantly better than going to help. But at the same time, I don't want to be put in a position where I have to make a choice like this. This is so unfair. Should I just mini mo this? Focus on lives, go to the Grand Tree, or information? Mini mo. Okay. Vision or not, I couldn't let all those people die. It was my duty to save as many people as possible.
Good to know we're on the same page. Milas can't be the only one with information.
Yeah, that too! Milas probably knows a thing or two, but, maybe some of the people that we save will also know.
Are you sure about this? Remember what we talked about.
Yes, I know. I'm prophetic. This is a vision. If it's a vision, then I don't even need to worry about it, Valessa. Let's go. I nodded and reiterated my stance on the matter. Nothing was more important than saving innocent lives. All the better if some of them had important information. We change our course and head to the Grand Tree. It didn't feel good to abandon Milas, but we had to. This was real. I'd use the future to cheat the present. And I think that's where we're going to end this little escapade of ours. Ooh, the Grand Tree. I don't want to read that. Nobody read that. That's unallowed. That is unallowed text. I'm blocking it out. No one's allowed to read the text. But, more to the point, that is the end of this episode. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. It's actually surprisingly more interesting than I thought it would be. It's one of those things, I go into games with low expectations sometimes, just so that I'm pleasantly surprised when it turns out to be really good. And honestly, I'm not gonna say this is bad so far. I am having fun because, I like to poke fun at things, and that's just who I am. But this isn't bad. Like, I have played significantly worse visual novels than just point-and-click adventure games, and this is not a terrible... This isn't terrible. It's nice, and I like it. So, that's going to be it for this video. But if you enjoyed the video, by all means, go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, comment down below, and don't forget to go follow me on Twitch, where I stream every Sunday through Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is, as far as I'm concerned, the primary thing that I do, and yeah. I hope you enjoy.